tell you what, I just walked around the corner to collect a couple last things before I go back inside. Jeez, what a sweet car. And that thing is just unreal. So friggin' cool. Alright, so one of the things that I've had to work on lately is the cooling system. So kind of a little follow-up video to that. I hope you can hear me. So I've installed a cold case radiator and Flexolite fans. Not quite sure if they're going to be enough to cool this thing down. Main reason I'm worried about that is because it just seems to be running a little hot. Currently we are at 180, which is awesome. So ever since I fired her up about 10 minutes ago, she's been running at about 180. And I got one of these coolant burping systems, and that seems to have helped a lot. It looks like there's some sort of a sprinkle of fluid right over there. I'm not sure what that's from. I hope that's not AC related. It might be, but I'm gonna have to do some research there and see if I have something loose or what. The cooling system, the AC seems to run pretty well. My problem of overheating has been that I did not burp the system. So that is currently what I'm doing right now. You can see little tiny bubbles coming up out of there. So anytime that the thermostat opens up, it's probably letting out some bubbles. So as you can see, it's some bubbles coming up out of there. It's about 110 outside here in Arizona today. But overall, she seems to be running really well. She's running nice and smooth. She got a few little things here and there, of course, that still need attention. I don't know if you can tell, but the pulley on the power steering pump is a little bit wonky, and you can see that probably. It's a little wobbly, so I think I may have to just order a new power steering pump. I've replaced everything else with regards to the power steering / power assist. And one of the problems I had recently is that it's been leaking. So I think that was because I didn't seat one of the fittings quite right. But anyways, I'm just gonna sort of let it run for a while and keep burping the system. If she's running lean, she'll run a little hotter. Let's see where we are now. Still at about 190, I think. Oh yeah, and check it out, I mounted a vacuum gauge here under the cowling. That looks really cool. Got inspired by somebody online, I can't remember who it was. But guys got like 4 gauges up under there, because you can kind of make them sit right up in this space. I was even thinking it'd be kind of cool to just take that grill out of there and have them sticking up out of the top, but I'm really not sure how well weatherproofed that is. So I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. I have to trim that hose and hook up the wiring for the light. But I'm currently, actually, let's see, how do I want to do this? Well, I still see bubbles coming up out of there, so I'm just gonna let that continue to go. The water is slowly dropping in that thing. But I'll tell you what I'm gonna be working on next is gonna be inside here. Well, let's see where we're at. Oh yeah, it just went it back down. So the thermostat is definitely working, so that's good. But right up here, I'm currently creating a, let me get back out of there because it's really hot. It's probably too loud out here. But in that overhead console spot, my plan is to build a switch box overhead console that looks like factory. So if that turns out well, I will offer those for sale. So if you're interested in no damage to your existing interior overhead console switch box, then I may have a good solution for you here pretty soon. So I will of course post something on that when I get to that. Still seeing bubbles coming up out of there, so still need to keep going until I don't see any bubbles for a while. I've got the heater on, the AC is off, our temp looks good, so everything is looking good so far, but just waiting for these bubbles to subside, so we'll come back in a minute. Okay, so that's all done. Got done burping it. She got up to 200 degrees, which seems common with this engine. I don't know if it's because of this fan setup and the radiator or what, but she's not boiling over, which is good. And she's been as thoroughly burped as I can get her, so hopefully she'll actually be fine on the road. So anyway, I probably should do a lot more checking and make sure everything's, the timing and everything is right again. And I haven't double checked that since I first did the valve job and all that jazz. So hopefully the valve job I did didn't have any impact on exhaust and thus overheating or anything. But so far, after today, she seems to be doing a little bit better. It's so dry out here. I can hardly breathe, let alone talk. All right, that's all of that for now.